This is the Mireling swamp cryptid that mimics children's cries. Welcome back. I'm here, and tonight we are talking about one of my favorite swamp cryptids, the Mireling. This story comes to us from Louisiana, so we're going to be doing some southern accents tonight. Let me know how I'm doing, y'all. We are in Louisiana. Now, there are hundreds of bayous that crisscross this state, all filled with gnarled, twisted trees, draped in moss and hiding all kinds of creatures. These are the perfect places for the mysterious Mireling to live. It is said that these creatures emerge only when the sun dips below the horizon and disappears into the muck at the bottom of the bayou. Legend says that if you hear the cries of a child echoing through the swamp at dusk, don't go looking for them, because if you do, you might get pulled into the murky water, never to be seen again. As twilight begins to settle over the land, the sky takes on a bruised purple hue as the last sliver of sunlight bleeds out across the horizon. The wind, thick with humidity, whispers secrets through the Spanish moss that drapes the old cypress trees like ghostly From this vantage point, it looks as though the forest itself is reaching out to grab at the fading light. Fireflies begin their evening dance, swirling and darting amidst the trees. Their cold light does little to pierce the gloom. Beneath the water's surface, something stirs. A slick, translucent form glides silently through the dark water. Its body is like wet skin stretched over a framework of glistening, iridescent bones. Dozens of luminous eyes shift beneath the surface, reflecting the fireflies' faint glow like scattered jewels. With each movement, more and more eyes come to the surface, blinking slowly as if awakening from a deep slumber. The creature rises higher and higher until its head breaks the water's surface. Its eyes, wide and unblinking, stare sightlessly into the gathering darkness. The Mireling lets out a long, low whistle, a sound that seems to come from the depths of the earth itself. It's joined by another whistle, then another, and soon the air is filled with the eerie melody. The music of the Mireling echoes through the swamp, weaving its way into the shadows between the trees. Then, as if emerging from a nightmare, more Mirelings begin to rise. They come from the depths of the bayou, drawn by the haunting song their kind sister sings. Each one is unique, yet all share a disturbing resemblance. Their bodies ripple with the effort of rising, their eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. They gather close, forming a circle around their leader. Suddenly, one of the Mirelings darts forward, disappearing into the inky blackness between the trees. The others follow, melting away into the swamp like smoke. The matriarch turns her luminous eyes toward the remaining mirror, letting out a series of whistles that send them scattering into the dark. The forest is alive with their eerie song, a chilling melody that speaks of ancient rituals and forgotten lore. Now, the Mireling is pretty similar to the rougarou, which I covered recently. And since both of these cryptids come from Louisiana, people think that they may be related in some way. Some believe that the Mireling is actually a shape-shifting witch who has taken on this monstrous frog-like appearance. Others say that the Mireling is the physical manifestation of evil spirits that have been cast into the swamps. Whatever its true nature, the mere mention of the Mireling sends shivers down the spines of those who live near the bayou. The Mireling is said to be incredibly elusive, rarely seen by human eyes, and even more rarely captured on camera. One of the few pieces of evidence that we have of the Mireling is a series of photographs taken by a man named Willis and his son-in-law. They were hunting in the swamps when they saw a strange creature slithering through the trees. They took a picture, but when they developed the film, they found that the camera had jammed and the pictures were ruined. They tried again, but every time they snapped the shutter, the film was fogged over and useless. Finally, Willis's son-in-law Claude stepped out of the blind and the creature disappeared. When he went to develop the film, he found that the photo had come out perfectly. There was a humanoid figure with bulging eyes and a huge mouth full of sharp teeth. The creature was standing on two legs, holding a spear in one hand. To this day, no one knows what happened to that creature or why it showed itself to these hunters, but many believe that it was a rare sighting of the legendary. Another piece of evidence comes from a man named Jacques, who was working on his boat one evening. When he saw a pair of eyes glowing in the darkness, he shone his spotlight over and saw a strange creature sitting on the bank of the bayou. It looked like a humanoid frog with slimy, gray skin and bulgy eyes. The creature let out a loud croaking sound and disappeared into the trees. Jacques tried to pursue it, but the creature was gone without a trace. Even though the Mireling is said to be incredibly dangerous, there have been a few brave souls who have claimed to have seen it up close. One such person is a woman named Marie, who was exploring the bayous with her friends one day when she came across a clearing. In the middle of the clearing was a small pool of water, and sitting on the edge of the pool was a Mireling. It was humanoid in shape, but its skin was like wet leather, and it had dozens of eyes that glowed red in the daylight. The creature stared at her for a long moment, then jumped into the water and disappeared. Marie swears to this day that she saw the creature with her own two eyes. She knows that most people will think she's crazy, but she doesn't care. She'd rather be laughed at than have people doubt her story. So how exactly does the Mireling go about killing its prey? Well, there are a few theories, but no one really knows for sure. Some say that it simply drags its victims down into the water and drowns them. Others say that it sucks the life force out of its victims, leaving them drained and lifeless. But perhaps the most terrifying theory is that the Mireling feeds on the emotions of its victims, playing on their fears and driving them insane before striking the final blow. After the sun dips below the horizon, the fireflies begin their evening dance and the chorus of crickets and bullfrogs fills the air. The Mireling stirs in its murky domain, drawn to the sounds of the night. It slips silently through the water, its many eyes scanning the darkness for signs of life. As a lone boat cuts through the stillness, the Mireling pauses, its unblinking eyes fixed on the approaching vessel. With a sudden burst of speed, it darts forward, its sleek body gliding effortlessly through the water. The boat comes to a halt, and a group of startled fishermen peer into the darkness. They see nothing but murky water and swaying grasses. The Mireling, sensing danger, retreats into the shadows, its presence known only by the whispers of the wind through the trees. In the days that follow, strange things begin to happen. The fishermen find themselves plagued by nightmares, their sleep filled with images of the Mireling's glowing eyes and haunting whispers. Their days are clouded with a sense of dread, and they can't shake the feeling that they're being watched. As the weeks pass, the nightmares become more frequent and the sense of dread more overwhelming. The fishermen grow gaunt and haggard, their eyes filled with a haunted look. They speak in hushed tones of the swamp's dark secrets and the curse that now afflicts them. Some turn to prayer, seeking solace in their faith. Others turn to drink, hoping to drown their fears. But none can escape the Mireling's icy grip. And so the legend of the Mireling continues to be told around campfires and whispered in hushed tones, a warning to those who venture too close to the swamp's murky waters, and to those who hear the haunting cries of children in the night. For in the depths of the Louisiana bayous, where the trees are draped in moss and the fireflies dance among the shadows, the Mireling lurks, waiting for its next victim. If you want to hear more stories about these types of cryptids, check out the playlist I have linked below. Let me know your thoughts on the Mireling down below. And while you're at it, hit that thumbs up button, because it really helps me out. If you want to see more from me, be sure to check out the links in the description. Thank you so much for watching.